We're going to use a space called Packback this semester for class discussions. As noted on the syllabus, you'll participate 10 weeks out of our 15 weeks of class. Don't get behind on Packback participation because you can't catch up after the due dates. That is, you can't wait until week 14 and then try to post 14 questions and 28 responses that week. Each week you participate, you'll post one question and respond to 2 questions that others have posted. You'll need to do so by midnight on Sunday of each week. So for instance, your week 3 Packback participation is due by midnight on Sunday, January 26th. If you participate 10 weeks of class, you'll get the full 300 points, full credit. If you miss weeks, you can still get some points for the assignment, so participate as much as you can. For instance, if you participate 8 weeks instead of 10 by posting 8 questions and 16 responses, you'll still get 240 out of the 300 points for the assignment. I hope you guys will find Packback engaging and interesting and a great place to ask good questions and respond to the questions others are asking. You might also think of this as sort of a quest. The questions that have the best curiosity scores in Packback and the questions that get the most responses will be at the top of our weekly Packback leaderboard. Being able to use methods and tools to engage in problem solving is a key aspect of the entrepreneurial mindset and one we'll talk about in class this semester. More importantly, though, I think is problem finding. To identify and dig into the problems or challenges people face, you have to have an inquisitive mind. You have to ask questions. We're going to talk a lot more in class about question asking, especially when we're exploring brainstorming strategies and problem solving approaches. In the meantime, though, Packback is the class space to post questions and engage with other people's questions. I pinned a few really good example questions in Packback. To offer a few more, a not so great question is a really general, frankly unanswerable one, or one that asks for just a simple yes or no response, like, has social media changed our daily lives? A better question is one that asks readers to offer a story, share an experience, or point toward an example in their response. Like, what are 1 or 2 ways in which entrepreneurs use social media in the daily work they do to promote their businesses or engage clients and audiences? I hope you'll be inspired to ask questions based on our class readings and weekly materials. A not so great question related to class might be, what is creativity? A better question is, again, something that asks for thoughtful response and gets readers to engage, like, is creativity entirely biological? That is, are people born creative? Are some people born more creative than others? I would also be happy if you were to use Packback to talk about class projects, but I would ask that you do so in a way that actually presents inquiry and fosters conversation. A not so great question, for instance, would be, what are you doing for Creativity Quest 2? A better question to engage others in how they're approaching this class assignment might be, I'm thinking about creating a map pin for the Broad Art Lab as an example of a doing pin on our shared map. Is anyone else focusing on this place for Creativity Quest 2? Has anyone been there? Does anyone want to share their experiences? You'll need to create an account on Packback with your actual name and your MSU email address. Packback costs $25 for the whole semester. You only pay once when you initially set up your account. To get started, I'd suggest you take a look at our Getting Started with Packback slide deck in the Packback folder on D2L and then go set up your account. A final reason why we're using Packback in class is that Packback started with some curious people asking good questions. Like, how can teachers engage students in different ways in participating in class discussions? What would it look like if students weren't posting reading responses, for instance, but instead were generating and sharing good questions? What happens when a big group of people sharing the same experience, that is, in this case, an academic class, put their heads together online to ask good questions? And how can practicing asking good questions and brainstorming with others better prepare students for their professional lives?